We still on with the continuous coverage of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, which has raged on for over 2 years now. The war has seen the use of missiles, drones, fighter planes and tanks. However, it is the modern technology from the civilian domain, a constellation of Starlink internet beaming satellites, that has particularly stood out. WION senior correspondent Siddharth MP tells us how it is now playing a defining role in the war and what India is preparing for it. Take a look.
The Gulf War in 1990-91 is seen as the world's first space war. With GPS-aided precision bombings, the war was broadcast live on global television with satellite communications. Cut to February 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia is disrupting Ukraine's satellite communications amid massive communications blackouts. Ukraine is asking Elon Musk to help them with Starlink. Musk's firm Starlink operates 5,000 satellites placed 550 kilometers above the Earth. These table-sized satellites beam down high-speed internet to virtually anywhere on Earth. In fact, Starlink isn't a weapon, it is a civilian technology. Over the course of the war, over 30,000 Starlink antennas have reached Ukraine. Using the high-speed connectivity offered by Starlink, Ukraine's troops enhanced their operations. Ukraine has used Starlink as a lifeline when all other communications have failed them.
Civilian infrastructure is also need to be secured to handle adversaries. So that's why the space helps. The space cannot be that easily compromised. But it also works in complement with the ground infrastructure. So both are there. So the recent incidents which you are quoting would have shown the power of space than what it was used to be. Especially with a low latency communication feasibility at a LEO constellation gives a great advantage over the terrestrial networks.
After Starlink's widespread use by Ukraine, several nations including China are considering launching their own constellations for military use. However, it is not easy given its high cost. While India has multiple conventional communication satellites, the country doesn't have any internet beaming satellite constellations of its own.
The challenge here is the investment, because a national LEO constellation is not possible. A global NEO constellation is what will work economically. So this is something which you have to understand, and how we can create a global constellation meeting the national demand. So one way is to collaborate, another way is to develop independently. So this issues are currently being discussed, but for India, a nation like India, geo-based communication system is still very good, and it is less critical to be compromised if you do it properly. So we can meet most of the requirements through geo, but low latency communication still has a challenge. So there is a possibility that a minimal LEO constellation could be developed to handle such issues.
Bureau Report, WION World is One.